Hey guys, I'm Chef Josh Champion, founder of Emerald Coast Chefs, and today I'm breaking down the 5 most important factors for starting a private chef business. I launched this company in July of 2020, and after years of ups and downs, I've learned exactly what separates chefs who succeed from those who struggle. These 5 factors aren't just about getting started, they're the same key components that we've used to grow our business as well as scale into multiple chefs. So stick with me until the end, because I'm also going to give you the secret sauce that helps me generate well over 6 figures annually on social media, completely free and organically without spending a dime on ads. But don't just take my word for it. I started a free community called Private Chef Collective, a Facebook group with thousands of private chefs across the US and beyond. It's where chefs swap proven strategies, ask real questions, and get support from people who are actually doing this work every day. So if you're not a member yet, I'll drop a link in the description below. Jump in, it's completely free. Before I dive into the nuts and bolts of building a private chef business, let me share a little of my story with you. Because chances are, if you're watching this, you might be feeling the same way that I once did. For years, I lived the life of a restaurant chef. On paper, I was successful. I worked my way up through professional kitchens, chasing titles and promotions, convinced the next step would finally bring me happiness. I lived for the rush of a packed line, the chaos of a slam service, and the pride of running the window on a Saturday night. But the real truth, I was drowning. 80-hour weeks were normal, days blurred into nights, nights into mornings. I was always exhausted, burned out, and rarely home with my family. And when I was there, I was too tired to be present. Every ounce of my energy went to the kitchen, leaving nothing for the people in my life who mattered the very most. Now, in 2013, this is me, I landed what should have been a career highlight, a 2-page spread in a national magazine. And from the outside, I looked like I had made it. But if you look closer, behind the smile, you'll see a man running on fumes, living on stress, and silently wondering, is this really all there is? That constant pressure wore me down. The late nights often ended with me drinking, smoking, trying to dull that voice in my head telling me I was meant for something more. Most every evening, late at night, I'd catch myself dreaming about being a private chef. Cooking for wealthy clients, having control of my time, creating experiences instead of just pushing plates out of a window. But back then, it felt like nothing more than a fantasy. So in 2019, I finally got a shot. I took on contracts with a private chef company in Florida, and for the first time, I saw what was possible. I knew instantly this was the life I wanted. Cooking in multi-million-dollar beach homes, designing menus my way, connecting directly with clients, it lit an absolute fire in me. And I decided I was going to build my own company and create a life of freedom for myself and my family. But here's the part that nobody tells you. Being a great chef doesn't automatically make you a great business owner. Sure, I understood food costs and COGS and labor and how to run a kitchen, but business, marketing, sales, that was a whole different world. And if I cook great food, people will find me. That mentality nearly left me broke before I even got started. There were nights I honestly wondered if I had made a huge mistake. When I first started my company, I made literally all the classic mistakes. I thought getting business was just a matter of shouting louder than everyone else. So I posted constant calls to action on social media, the book me now, hire me today. But that stuff felt desperate instead of valuable. I spammed Facebook vacation groups with posts that literally never got approved. And when that didn't work, I resorted to commenting on other people's posts, only to watch those comments disappear into the void and never get noticed. And this was all wrapped in inconsistent branding and confusing messaging. One of the most discouraging moments happened in 2022, a full 2 years into me starting the business. At the time, my Instagram handle was Emerald Coast Chef, but the business name I had chosen was Take It Personal Chef Service. I thought it was a cool and clever play on words, but in reality, it was too long, too clunky, and honestly, it just screamed amateur. I'll never forget scrolling through a local vacation group one night and seeing someone post a picture of my food from Instagram. Now, they said that my food looked amazing, but they were asking if anyone had ever heard of or used me because they never saw me recommended in the Facebook groups. And literally 2 comments below was one of my own posts shouting out my business. They didn't even connect the dots that I was the same person. Now that moment hit me like a brick wall. It was discouraging and it made me feel like I had made a huge mistake. I knew my branding was broken, but I had no idea how to fix it without losing the tiny bit of traction I had managed to scrape together. And that fear, it paralyzed me. So I sat on it for an entire year, wasting precious time I could have been growing, refining, and actually getting clients. So finally, when we did revamp our brand, it changed everything almost immediately. Instead of losing traction, it catapulted our business forward. And what I thought would hurt us ended up being the single best decision that we had ever made. But here's the kicker. Branding was just one piece of the puzzle. I didn't realize how much I didn't know. Every time I searched for help, whether it was setting up a CRM or figuring out marketing, trying to build a system, I could never find anyone willing to lend a hand without a massive price tag attached. So I bit the bullet. I spent money I didn't really have, and I signed up for coaching programs, consulting packages, marketing experts. And while a few things helped a little, others just flat out hurt my business. I'd walk away still missing pieces of the equation. Half the time, the so-called experts didn't have a better idea than I did, especially in the marketing department. In fact, as I kept grinding, testing, and learning through trial and error, essentially, I realized I was figuring out strategies that worked better than what they were teaching. I also learned how to grow my social media organically and pull in real money straight from Instagram completely on my own. Let's get into the part that you came for, the actual steps I took to go from broke, overworked, and burned out to running a thriving luxury private chef company, serving vacationers in multi-million-dollar beach homes, and building a life that I once thought was out of reach. It all came down to what I now call the 5 pillars of a successful private chef business. These are the same pillars I teach in my coaching program because they're the foundation for everything, whether you're just starting out or ready to scale. So, number 1, first and foremost, mindset. This is where it all begins. For years, I believed success meant working harder and for longer hours, but that mindset really just kept me trapped. I had to stop thinking like a line cook and start thinking like an entrepreneur. And that shift from I just cook meals to I create experiences and build a business, that changed everything for me. Another key was dropping the lack in competition mindset. For the longest time, I thought there wasn't enough business to go around or that every other private chef in my area was my enemy. But the truth, there's more than enough opportunity out there if you know how to position yourself. And once I focused on collaboration, abundance, and creating my own lane, the whole game for me completely changed. And here's something that most chefs underestimate is how much mental toughness it actually takes to run a business, especially a private chef business when you've only ever been an employee. This isn't just about a skill, it's about grit. It's more of a last man standing kind of game than a best man wins, honestly. And that can be tough for a lot of chefs to accept because it means letting go of your ego, the titles, and the old ways that you're used to measuring yourself. So the second component that we focus on is brand. Now, you've already heard a little bit of my painful branding story, and here's the truth. If people can't recognize you, remember you, and connect with you, then your talent as a chef, it doesn't matter. Branding is more than just a logo or a clever name. It's the consistent clarity that helps people to trust you. Now, when we finally got serious about our brand, everything shifted for us. We adjusted our image to reflect luxury instead of amateur hour. We simplified and upgraded our name, and we invested in a clean, professional logo. And we got consistent across the board. So our website, Instagram, Facebook, our business cards, everything all carried the same look, feel, and message. That way, no matter where someone had looked us up or where they found us, they saw the same company, the same story, and the same promise of quality. That consistency built confidence. Suddenly, clients weren't asking, are you the same chef I saw on Instagram? They already knew it was us. And once the confusion was gone, the bookings started rolling in. Number 3, you have to have the right money model. Now, this is where most chefs completely miss it. They're running the wrong numbers. They're stuck in that restaurant mindset obsessing over food cost percentages, labor hours, and hourly rates. That's restaurant math. That is not private chef math. In the private chef world, pricing has to be built around value, packaging, and the experiences you deliver, not just how many hours you put in or what the cost of the groceries you cooked was. Once I stopped applying restaurant P&L logic and built a true private chef money model, I went from scraping by to running very profitable events that paid my team well, supported my family, and led our business to real growth. Number 4, consistent action. Momentum doesn't just come from one big push. It comes from showing up again and again and again and again. The challenge is most chefs, they don't want to take the action and they don't know which actions to take when they do. And the fear of doing the wrong thing can often be too paralyzing. The truth is consistent action doesn't just mean working harder. It means working on the right things. For us, that includes posting the right way on social media, regularly updating our Google business page, building a strong SEO so our website ranks well with organic traffic, and creating client newsletters, value emails, things that people actually read instead of unsubscribing. That would include putting processes in place on the back end so that events run smoother, and learning how to run Google Ads more effectively, which was also a massive level up for us in our business. And here's the key. In our program, we don't just tell chefs what to do. We actually teach them how to do it and help each chef individually. That way you get support with the things that you actually need, not wasted time on the things that you don't. Lastly, number 5, perhaps most important, is accountability. Now, the hardest part of running your own business is that, hey, no one's looking over your shoulder. Nobody's telling you what to do next. This is the boring, not sexy thing that nobody likes to talk about, but without accountability, it's just too easy to slide back into your old patterns. That's why this is its own pillar. You need something or someone to keep you on track. For me, it was mentors and the community that I had built. For you, it might be a coach, a mastermind group, or even just a structured system that helps you hold on to your goals. These 5 pillars, mindset, brand, money model, consistent action, and accountability, these are the exact framework that I use to go from exhausted restaurant chef to building a business that gives me true freedom, income, and impact. They're the same framework that I now teach other chefs who want to do the same. And speaking of action, earlier I promised to share the secret sauce, if you will, that helped me generate well over 6 figures in revenue annually from social media, completely organically without spending money on paid ads or anything like that. And I want to give you the same steps that I use so that you can start using them in your own business today. Now, here's the truth. You do not need 300,000 followers to make serious money as a private chef. In fact, you can pull more business with 3,000 of the right followers than someone else can with 300,000 of random ones. It's not about vanity metrics. It's about the quality and the connection. So how do you get the right followers, the ones who actually book your services? Well, you're going to need to optimize your profile. So make your Instagram bio crystal clear about who you are, who you serve, what you do, what area you're in. Use a very professional profile picture and link directly to your sales booking inquiry form on your website. Okay. You also want to make sure that your name is the same across all platforms. And next, post in the right way. Stop posting only those pretty food pics with no context. Instead, create some actual content that shows the experience of dining with you. So we're looking for beautiful tablescapes, clients smiling and enjoying themselves, and any behind the scenes kind of prep stuff that you might do. Be sure that you tell stories with your captions, not just list out ingredients and what you're doing, okay? Also, you want to engage very intentionally. So don't just dump content out there and then peace out off Instagram. You want to be sure and comment on posts from other local businesses, things of value, by the way, not shouting yourself out, rental companies, influencers in your area. And you also want to be sure that you're responding quickly to your DMs. Treat your Instagram and all of your other social media platforms as if they are a real live networking event, not just something online that you can log on and off of whenever you darn well please, okay? You also want to leverage highlights and stories. So use highlights to show off menus, testimonials, and behind the scenes type of reels. Post stories daily so people see you as active and approachable and frankly booked. They want to book a chef who's busy, not one who never has any business. And lastly, I would say above all else, consistency is what wins, okay? This is where most chefs fail. They're going to post something for a week and then vanish for a month. If you want results, and please hear me on this, you have to keep showing up. Build a rhythm of just 3 to 4 solid posts per week, daily stories, and some small, regular, but genuine engagement. And then don't forget to, once you actually already are booked and doing an event, do not forget to actually turn your clients into followers. So after an event, make a reel using content from that night and text it to your client with a simple note like, hey, thought you'd enjoy seeing this feature from your evening. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to follow you on social media. But not only that, they're going to share it with the other people who were at the event or their friends and family back home. And most of the time, a lot of those guests are going to follow you too. And often they'll even share your reel with their own audience, which means their followers start to follow you. But it has to be genuine, okay? And later on, you can circle back to on this day post and tag past clients and story shares, things like that. Not only does this kind of rekindle some old memories, but it also genuinely helps to strengthen the relationship. And it keeps you top of mind for future bookings from clients that you've already previously served. Now, those Instagram strategies I just shared, they're only a small taste of what we teach. Inside the Private Chef Collective, we share tips and strategies like these every single day. But in our coaching program, we go much, much deeper. And it's not just about turning organic followers into paying clients. We also show you how to navigate Google Ads effectively so you can reach the exact type of clients that you are ready to book. And we take the guesswork out of SEO so that your brand and website show up when the right high value clients are searching for a private chef in your area. And here's the thing. There are other coaches out there that work with chefs, but what I realized is that most of them aren't actually teaching chefs how to consistently find new clients. That's the missing piece. And that's what I knew I could bring to the table here because I figured that out the hard way. And now I can show you with faster proven methods. So at this point, you've really got 2 choices. So choice 1, you can take everything I've shared here with you today and you could go out and apply it on your own. You'll go through some trial and error just like I did, and you'll learn those lessons the hard way, but with enough grit, you will probably make it. In fact, I would say about 20%. So 2 out of 10 chefs do eventually push through and find success on their own. And if that's you, I'll be cheering for you the whole way. The truth is the people who do make it in this industry, they will make it because they've got that determination inside of them no matter what. Or option number 2, of course, you can take the shorter path. You can get the help and the guidance that I wish I'd had whenever I was stuck, burned out, overworked, spinning my wheels, and constantly second guessing every move that I was making. Our coaching program is built for that exact moment. We don't just give you information. We actually walk through it with you. We give you accountability, encouragement, and individualized help for the exact problems that you're facing. And when those inevitable tough moments come, and they will, the moments where most chefs lose focus and get discouraged, or honestly, most quit, we're right there to keep you moving forward. So ask yourself, do you want to keep trying to muscle through it alone and risking months or even years of frustration? Or do you want someone who's already walked this road to walk beside you, pointing out the shortcuts, keeping you from all of the dead ends, and helping you get where you want to go faster? I know what it feels like to be stuck in the grind, to be exhausted and wondering if this is all there is. And I know what it feels like to finally break free from that and to build a business and a life that gives you income and freedom and impact. And so that's what I want for all of you. If you're ready for that next step, just click the link here in the description, schedule a call with me, and let's take this journey together.